Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So I'm in the piggy room at the moment. The piggies are outside. So the cage has been cleaned. There's no fleas, no nothing in it. So I thought this would be a great time to show you how I get them set up. So let's get started. So with only 8 piggies in the herd and still having the same size cage, which I think for 8 piggies is actually better fit than it was for 14. It never bothered me too much because they can free range, they can go out in the hall to have sit in the cupboard there. So I don't think space was an issue as such, but you do have pigs that are not prone to jumping out, although I have to say all 8 of my piggies are quite happy free ranging, some more than others. But they all will jump out of the cage. I had piggies in the past who just did not want to jump out, but all the ones I do at the moment do. I should say that I normally don't sit in this cage unless it's cleaned, because it gets dirty in here. Anyway, so with 8 piggies, it's a great space for them. If you've seen some of my past videos, you will know that I used to use a bedding called Easy Bed, which is fabulous. And for that amount of piggies that I used to have, it was a great option, because with fleece you really need to keep on top of it. With the bedding, you know, kind of the dirt gets mixed in and you don't need to clean as frequently. You still need to do your weekly clean, but in between it's a lot easier. The downside is you have a lot of rubbish, which, you know, really bugged me, because, you know, we only get a certain amount of bin space and I can't be bothered running to the tip all the time. So when we had, you know, when the numbers came down, I decided to stop using Easy Bed. I still have some in the garage and I will use it when we're away and other people are looking after the pigs, because it's easier. You can leave them for a week and just clean out little bits and pieces rather than strip the cage, you know, more frequently. So I still use it for when we're on holiday and somebody's looking after the pigs. But for the moment, what will be in this cage is towels and fleece, and that's it. So talking about the cage a bit, it's obviously a custom built cage that my husband and my father-in-law put together for me, based on what I had in mind. I used to have CNC cages, which are fabulous. I mean, it's just so good to be able to build something that is big enough, because patchwork cages, size-wise, right, I'm not getting into that, different opinions, but for me there wasn't enough space. So we used to have patchwork cages when we started out, but my pigs were never locked up in them, so the cages were always open and they could jump out and run around. But yeah, so then we got CNC cages that are brilliant, but I kind of felt with the huge cage that I had, that you had to tape all the coroplasts together and it was just not sturdy enough. And also when you came to move the cage, you found that a lot of dirt had fallen behind it, and that's just not pretty. So I wanted something a lot more stable, because kind of the size of the CNC kind of move, and yeah, I wanted something a lot more stable that fitted the space that I had in mind. High sides, so no mess behind it, very sturdy, still very easy to clean. So just wood on the outside, floorboards here, floorboards there, floorboards underneath, and then on top of it we nailed some lino to it, and that's just great because that's easy to clean out. This is the second piece of lino I have on here, so the old one I stripped out a couple of months ago, and underneath the cage just looked like the day I had it built. So it's fantastic with lino on top, because when it gets, after, you know, a few years, you kind of need to change it with constant use. But you can just put something new in, and I just get offcuts. They're really cheap and they work so well. So yeah, that's the cage. 2 water bottles that need filling up. These water bottles are fantastic. I really like them because they're so big. You can fill them from the top and then, you know, completely clean them out every couple of days. Got a custom built stand that my husband made for them, and it's great because it's see-through, so, you know, nothing obstructing the piggies. I do need to clean the glass, that's plexiglass by the way, not proper glass. So I need to clean that. I haven't done that yet. So let's get started and put these towels in and then choose some fleece for on top. So that's the towels in. Nothing special about the towels, just some old towels that we had and don't use. You know, if you don't have any that you want to use for the piggies, check in second-hand shops like cancer research shops, those kind of things. Just get any old towels. Honestly, it doesn't matter what colour they are or whatever. You're putting some fleece on top of them anyway. Just any towels. Make sure you don't put fabric conditioner in when you wash these towels. You want them to be really rough and hard and horrible because that's when they absorb the best. So yeah, that's the towels. Let's go and figure out what fleece we use on top. So this is my favorite ever fleece of all times, and I had this for years. So I haven't bought any new fleeces in I don't even know how long. So you won't see any new bedding in my cages. It's all fleeces I had for a long time now. Nothing wrong with them, they do a job. So as you can see, I'm not too careful how I put it in. I don't fold it neatly or nothing like that. It's functional, honestly. Those pigs get in here within an hour, it's messy. So how often do I clean this out? So the top layer I change once a day. Sometimes when I'm a bit lazy, it all happens to everybody, I change it every 1.5 days. I prefer changing it every day because I actually don't, this is going to sound horrible, but I don't cuddle my pigs that much. I kind of like interacting with them when I'm in the cage. So it's a good way to interact with my piggies without having to pick them up, which they hate, most of them, and cuddle them. So, you know, with me, you're just being in here and taking my time to clean them out and, you know, maybe give them a quick lift up and put them down rather than big extended cuddles. So I like cleaning the cage for that reason, as well as just cleanliness, because it's a fun way to interact with the piggies and, you know, I just like it. So the top layer of fleece I will change every day, let's say, you know, sometimes every day and a half. It doesn't happen very often. The towels underneath I will clean as needed. So that can be a day, 2 days, it just depends on how much they've been drinking. Once a week I strip the whole cage out like you just see here and give it a proper good wipe down. During the week I usually have, let's see, I have these things that I will keep any mess up, so these are just antibacterial wipes, and that's just great for cleaning up any mess that I come across. So I always have some of these in here. But once a week it gets stripped bare and then it gets a proper good scrub. I actually have a spare mop that I use just for the guinea pig cage to just really give it a good blast. And that's pretty much that's all to it. So it's not that much work at the moment, although to some people it may seem insane that I clean them out every day, because that also means I do a wash once a day for them. So, you know, put the stuff in the washing machine. I never put fabric softener in when I wash the fleeces for absorbency, but also pigs can have bad reaction to the fabric softener, I have noticed. So Anya had a bit of a runny eye, and that was due to me thinking, oh, I should make the fleeces soft and use fabric softener. Big mistake, don't do that. I just think there's so much perfume and stuff in there, there's so many irritants in the softener, so keep away from that. Also remember, if you know, we all have smells that we can't stand. If you wash, you know, use fabric softener with a really strong smell, your pigs have to sit in that, and if they absolutely hate it, there's no getting away from it. So that's the fleece. So what do we still need? We need to replace these water bottles, not replace them, but replace the water in it with some nice fresh cool water for when they come inside. We need pellets, we need hay, and not sure what I'm going to do for furniture yet. At the moment I've really been loving my IKEA beds, but I still need to squat them down, so you may not see that today. But yeah, let me do the rest of the cage and get that all done, and then show you again what it will look like with all the items in it. Right, So here we go. We have some hidey houses, all brilliant. Wash them a ton. Usually don't like things where pigs can go in but there's no second entrance. It's setting yourself up for fights, but my girls get on great, so not too worried, and who can say no to cupcakes really. These tunnels are fantastic as well. I wash them so often and they're great. The piggies love them. This one got a bit of an odd shape, but just the way I was drying it, so I'll just put it against that. So water bottles have been replaced, glass has still not been cleaned. Need to do that. Pellets, big dish of pellets. This will last them a day at least, sometimes a day and a half. There's 8 pigs, so they don't eat a lot of pellets, to be honest. I will have a separate video on the pellets that I use. Hay in the back corner. I do not use a hay rack. I would love to use a hay rack. It would make things so much easier and contain the mess so much. But our oldest Guinea pig Zoe isn't very adept at fishing out hay from a hay rack. So pile of hay in the corner that gets replaced throughout the day. Always give them hay in the mornings and in the evenings, and at the weekend I just see whenever they need it, I give them some more, but generally, well, not generally, always they have enough hay. They cannot be without hay. What are we missing? It looks a bit bare, the cage, but I need to clean my IKEA beds. And if you don't know what this is, I will show you in different videos, because that's my favourite stuff for guinea pigs. And then I have a few sofas, wooden sofas that we built them as well. I will show you that another time. I think this video is long enough. It's just really to show you how to set up the cage. And you know, I know you can do a lot with the cages. You can make them as funky as you want to do, but you know, the basics sometimes are nice as well, and just have it a bit clearer. I mean, a lot of my piggies don't even bother sleeping in tunnels and stuff. They just plunk themselves down where they stand. They're very tame in that respect. Not happy with cuddles, but they're quite tame piggies. So what else can I say? I think that's about it. But yeah, no, back to the decoration of the cages. You can do some funky stuff. I mean, I love Halloween. I love decorating this place for Halloween. But in general, I just wanted to make it as easy for me as possible without sacrificing anything for the pigs. And that's the most important thing, I think. So, you know, I could go out and buy new fleeces, but I have a cupboard full of fleeces. Which, good video, I could show you how to tidy up a cupboard of fleeces. So there's just no point spending more money when I have all this stuff, and I probably have enough for fortnight's worth of fleeces without having to wash, dry and dry them in between. So it's insane. You don't need that much. You don't. So that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. I will see if maybe I have some older clips of the piggies to put in between, so it's not just crazy person sitting in a guinea pig cage. You can actually see the piggies. And I'm actually really hoping that I was in focus with this camera, because I did not check whether it cut me off or not, but we will see. Anyway, thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye.